Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin and today I wanted to make a video talking about something a little bit different. And I had started a second channel and I'm thinking about just kind of allowing the topics that I want to discuss in it to come into this channel and just sticking to one, because I know I have a tendency to have basically if you compare it to cooking, I'll have like all 4 pots on at once, plus the microwave going and the oven, and I'll be making waffles and a waffle iron at the same time, and then everything gets burnt. So I kind of feel like I need to strip things back and make them more manageable for myself, and maybe pursuing a second channel right now. Instead of putting all of my energy into this one, I feel like it might be end up making both kind of mediocre instead of putting my full effort and passion into one. So yeah, I was thinking about that, and today I wanted to talk about basically just be yourself, because that's something that I have been thinking about this morning. And I went on a walk with Potato and it was a really nice meditative walk, and for some reason there was no one there really. Usually there's a lot of people passing us, but I just felt like I was alone with nature and it was really nice. And whenever we were walking, the sun was shining and the sky's blue today, and I just felt really hopeful about things. And I think the emptier my mind is, the happier I feel sometimes. And if I can get in a way of just noticing what's around me without overthinking and without crowding my mind with thoughts first thing in the morning, I feel like so much happier. And I just want to do some journaling today. I'm actually stuck at home because we're getting a new TV. Ours broke last week and it's being delivered today and I have to sign for it. So in that way I am forced to be at home, and that can be a good thing sometimes because it makes me focus on my home and getting things done. And I want to do some cooking and baking today. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling a lot. Potato is here with me. You said hi, Potato. So, yeah, he's getting all comfy after his walk. Focus, Kaylin, focus. So, yeah, the thing I wanted to talk about was just be yourself, because I think that with the way that everything is in the world nowadays, where we're constantly bombarded with information from other people and about their lives in a way that we never were before, it's so easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others. And even if you don't feel envious, or it's not like you would want to be anyone else, it still can cause comparison to creep in without you even really noticing. And I think it can really affect our mental health and self-esteem. So I think that I'm realizing more and more there might be people in life that I look up to and I feel like I should be more like them. But actually that puts me in a sad state, because it leaves you where you're constantly striving and trying to be something that you're not. And I just think that kind of owning who you are and allowing yourself to be yourself and not feel like you have to be like anyone else can just kind of free you and make your life become so much more beautiful. And it's only through being your genuine self that you are able to kind of reach other people on a deep level. And I was driving to school this morning, to drop my kids off, I was just thinking about the fact that nowadays, so many people are so mean to themselves and always picking at themselves, and even physically looking for flaws and feeling like they have to do something about what they consider to be those flaws. And there was a lady that I drove past, and she just I don't know why, but it was I just had this moment where I was she's so beautiful, but she was older and very wrinkled, and it was obvious she had done nothing to herself, but it just felt like she was a beautiful spirit. And I think that is where beauty comes from. It's not from surface things, and it's from being authentic and just being yourself and figuring out who that is, and then not being afraid to share that with the world. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about this today because I just feel like it's a topic that's on my mind, and I just want to sort of explore it, and hopefully it'll be helpful to someone. There are a lot of people in the world who I think they appear to be very successful and perfect in every way, and I think that can sometimes be the way they represent themselves to the world, and it probably also comes from like having a lot of drive themselves and perfectionism and feeling like they always have to be the best and prove themselves. And that isn't really like a happy place to come from. So even if they appear to be doing so well all the time, it sort of makes me question like, why do they feel the need to put that on display? Because if you're truly happy, I think you're just busy being happy. You're not really like trying to say, everybody look at me, I'm happy. So yeah, like I think sometimes the more you look over your shoulder to see who's kind of behind you, like the more unhappy you become, and it's better to just kind of stay in your own lane and focus on being yourself and bringing out your own best qualities rather than trying to be like anyone else. And you can find people in life who inspire you, but by trying to be someone else, try to be like someone else, you're not being true to yourself, and you are kind of depriving the world of like the best version of yourself that you could put forward. So like I just think that in the past I've been really hard on myself, and I have always kind of compared my life to other people's. Like even if I wasn't comparing myself to a specific person, I would think everybody has the key to a happy relationship when I didn't feel like I did, or everybody has the key to success and financial like security, but I don't think that anybody has the key to everything. And if they do, like I think that usually you'll find that if someone appears to have it all together on every level, quite often it's like the complete opposite story inside their minds. Some of the people that I have known who have been the most like successful in life or appeared to be like thriving in business or like just by appearances from the outside, I've known that they're struggling with so much inner turmoil, and it's like they're constantly feeling like they have to fight to prove they're worthy to the world. And that's not like a good place to be in. And even if you have those kind of like superficial things that you can say, this is everything I've achieved, it doesn't really, without happiness behind it, it means nothing. So it was just something I was thinking about today. And I don't even know if it's relevant to this channel, to be honest, but I just think that like I want this channel to be a place of positivity and a place to encourage people to be like genuine to themselves and to be aware of like of struggles that other people have, and also like just for inspiration for things like frugal living and like simple living and intentional living, and just like simplifying your life and appreciating all the little things. And this massive pigeon sitting on the fence, so I can't fill those like bird feeders fast enough. I don't know, there's some really greedy birds, or else there's just so many of them and I'm not even aware. But yesterday we had my parents over and we had like party food basically, because we went swimming in the afternoon and I knew we wouldn't have a lot of time to prepare, but it was nice. And my daughter said to me today that was a feast, and I thought it was funny she said that because we had pizza and we had like popcorn chicken, chips and like cocktail sausages, and that was it. And she thought this was something like spectacular, and she asked me if we can do it again soon. Sometimes I think I've also kind of striven in life to give myself more like to be the best and do the most, and like it's like I've put so much pressure on myself all the time to kind of perform at my best, even if it comes to something like cooking. And sometimes it's okay to just throw something simple on the table and let the focus be talking to people rather than like I'm chained to the kitchen and I don't have time for a conversation. But yeah, that kind of made me happy when she made that comment, because it really sort of kind of solidified for me the fact that it's the simple things that are the best. And we got out like Cluedo, and it was funny because basically I think there's a lot of ADHD in my family, and we were sitting around the table and my dad was getting really annoyed because we were taking like 4 years to set up the game because there were so many distractions, and it was like you'd have to see it to kind of understand why it was so funny. Like my kids just, they get up and down and up and down and up and down, and they're like they do things with the figures from the game rather that they're not designed for. Like they'll get into just like you know the way you would play with dolls, but they're playing with the Cluedo figures, and then they'll like, my daughter like put one of them, like inserted their head through another figure's legs, and then it was like they were like conjoined, and like, yeah, there was just a lot of faffing about. My dad eventually walked off because he was like, this game's just ridiculous, like we're not actually going to play. It was still really funny, and like that isn't the point of the game. Like that isn't what's written in the rule book, but it was like so funny and it really like cheered me up. So sometimes like breaking the rules and being a bit different and like not doing what you're supposed to do can actually bring a lot of joy into your life. Yeah, I just thought of that now, kind of like a random bit of symbolism for that. But my mom brought me like a big bin bag full of all of these really amazing dresses, and I loved every single one of them. And then after my younger daughter went to sleep, my older daughter came into my room and I had like a trying on session, and she was commenting and everything, and it was fun. But yeah, I had this like, it was like a slip dress that goes underneath something else, you know, like one of the silk underdress things. So I put it on before I'd put anything on top of it. She was like, that says date night to me. I just found it really funny for some reason, like because she's only 10, and it was like, you know, like a kind of like sexy, you know, like it kind of basically looked like lingerie, but it's just for underneath something else. But it was just funny. And yeah, I really enjoyed that too. We like, she lay on my bed and we just like looked at all the clothes together, and she decided to keep one of them for herself, which she really liked, and then we painted our nails together before she went to bed, and it was just a really nice thing to do together. And it made me realize that like I used to love doing that with my mom too, you know, like having those like wardrobe try-on sessions where somebody models while the other person lies on the bed, and you like just make comments about it and share your opinions and help each other decide what outfits suit you and what don't. Yeah, it was just nice to have that like as a tradition that's still ongoing with us. So yeah, I feel like this video is a bit blethery, but hopefully there's something in it for somebody. And Shadow's fast asleep now, and I am going to drink my latte and look out the window at the birds and just like have a little moment of peace before I have to do housework and cooking and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and I will make another video soon. Bye.